Nancy. Good morning, Donna. Angela. How's everybody doing today? I thought I would just show you these little boxes in case you missed them to start before we decide what we're going to make today. How's everybody doing? Good morning, Dana. Hi, Julie. Oh, thank you. Alethea, that means so much to me. Thank you very much. Hi, Jennifer. So I'm like in a little bit of a scramble because, you know, I'm all packed pretty much for our trip. But I wanted, and tomorrow is Halloween. So it's my son's Halloween party at school. But that's why I switched from tomorrow to today. But I don't know what to make. So I found a really cool card idea and actually some really good tips from a lady named Carol B. And I think her website was Carol B Stamps. I was kind of Googling and Pinteresting cards to do. And she shared a couple really cool tips that I'm going to share with you guys today, which will be great if either you have a hard time with placing things, maybe if you have like arthritis or like your hands are a little bit shaky or you just have trouble placing things. So there's a really cool tip that she shared that I'm going to share with you guys as well. And then the card she made was really cute. Hi, Christina. So these, in case you missed them, I made these the other day. Funny story. I was making one of these boxes the other day, and I had a video because I believe Diana asked for a box that you could fit an envelope in. And let me pull this one. I did make one with a belly band, so this one I didn't put all the way together. But this actually is a recreation of a box that Elizabeth Jean Thatcher created. She's in Team Stampa too. I don't know if she's watching, but if you're watching, Elizabeth, this was your card design. So she asked for one, and my envelope's a little dirty, that would fit envelopes and cards. So let me just show you a couple. We'll put these in here. So you could fit, this one does even have a little extra stuff on it. Envelopes. Let's see how many cards we can get in here. These are pretty decorated cards with envelopes. So that's like 6 cards, and then you probably could fit 6 envelopes in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually 7. So 7 cards and envelopes. Thanks for the shares. Thank you. And this would be a great way to either give people a gift, because you could put the envelopes and the stuff in there, and then it's like a gift in itself, because when they're finished with it, they could put like maybe some keepsake stuff that they have in there. One tip though, I did say you want to make sure that you put glue all the way to the edge, and make sure you use a really good glue. But when I put mine together, I kind of did it fast just so the video wouldn't be longer. But it's really cute because it's like a gift in itself. So I thought this was really neat. And as soon as someone asked for the idea, I thought, wow, this is a perfect box. But the one I made, and I could have just done the measurements wrong, I couldn't fit an envelope in. So that's why I redid it. But anyway, funny story was I redid the box, like the bottom of the box. And I didn't even think that I need to redo these sizes here. So I got almost all the way through filming the video, and here they are. And I put the corners on so I could show you how to attach them. But I made them too short. So I had to start the whole video over again. Because if you look at them, there was like a gap in between. So I had to start all the way over. But it just goes to show you that no matter what you do, take your time. And everybody makes mistakes and has to make things over again. So even if like the first time you do it, you could do it with maybe not your best paper if you wanted to. But also you can make these as like covered as you want. This is all covered with DSP, whereas this other one that I made, and I didn't put this together, I just kind of fast and dirty put this one together. This one doesn't have the DSP covering the inside, so you don't have to cover it, but it does make it look really finished when you do that on the inside, especially if you're making these to sell for like a craft fair or something. If some of you guys do stuff like that, you could probably sell these boxes. Maybe you could tell people that if they bought like 10 cards at $3 each or something, they could get a free box, or they could purchase the box separately. Or you could even make them that they had cards in them and then sell it as a whole bundle. But when I get back, I'm also going to make one of these for a new mom. So if you have like baby thank yous, so what I was going to do is I was going to make a box for that, and then make a couple cards that you could make simply and put in there. I thought another good idea, which we don't want to have to use, but unfortunately this is life, maybe some sympathy cards. So you could give someone a box that had cards that they could write like a thank you if somebody brought them a casserole or something. And then of course, complete opposite, also a Christmas box. So yeah, but it's a great idea for selling cards because it could be like all the way in a little box. Oh, Marianne, I am completely human. Believe me, there is no doubting that. And again, it doesn't need anything to cover it. So I put this on there, and I actually used, these are those little, what are they called? The Tranquil Texture sprinkles, which some of them are, they kind of look like little teeny seashells, and then there's little beads. So I just stuck these onto this with the fine tip glue pen. You could also just put dots of the fine tip glue pen, so you would have like little clear dots, so kind of look like wet or raindrops. But then for this one, I made this label on the top, but I kind of made it a little bulky. So that's why I turned it into a belly band. But you could completely glue this onto the front. So I made this one into a belly band, and I don't know if it's going to fit because yesterday my son took it apart by accident. So let's see if it'll stay closed. Yeah. But this can just cover up the seam, and it kind of makes it look a little bit more gift boxy if you think, you know, I mean, really just add a piece of paper. And actually, the piece of paper that I used wasn't even completely fitting. So if you can see, it doesn't meet there. So the oval ended up holding it together really well. So just a couple tips. If that's something that you guys are interested in, I thought it was pretty cool. And I have another box that is kind of more of an open box that I made a while ago. And this is one of the ones I could tell you I didn't do with very much adhesive because it's kind of falling apart. But kind of the same thing. So when I get back from the trip, I'll do this one. But this had, this was made out of DSP, kind of like those magazine holders. So you probably, if you wanted to make this, you'd be better off making it out of cardstock and then decorating it with DSP. But then what you could do is you could put cards in it. And I'm pretty sure you could fit envelopes in here as well. Yeah, so you could put cards and envelopes in this as well. And that way people would have, you know, like a card ready to go if they needed them for something. So this is another one. I'll redo this one in November once I come home. Okay. So again, I was kind of torn. I didn't really know what kind of card I was going to make today. So I saw this really fun fold card. It has a flap that folds over. So it's really cute. I only watched the video once, so hopefully I'll be able to get it right and remember what it was that she said to do. But I just don't know. Do we want to do like a last minute Halloween card? Do we want to do a Christmas version of this? Or do we want an all occasion card? So you guys are going to decide that for me because I have like too many decisions going on where I can't think anymore of what it is that I actually want to do. So what kind of card do we have? As soon as I get this new house in order, make it is really easy, Nancy. I'm telling you, it looks super complicated, but honestly, the box is super easy to make, and the lids are super easy to make. I mean, all you're doing is just doing this while we're waiting for you guys to decide. Christmas, I see. You make the box. The box is super simple, and then the lid. All you do is you just have a little bit of cutting. The most work that you have, quite honestly, is cutting up the DSP to use for it. It's really, really simple. Aside from that. All right. Occasions. So tired of Halloween. All right. I was already moving on from Halloween anyway, so we're going to skip Halloween. I see Christmas. I'm going to Disney World for 10 days with my family, and while I'm there, I will get to go to Center Stage, Susan. So that's where I'm going. We've never gone to Disney World for this long before. We love Disney World. So we're actually going. My in-laws are going. My dad is coming for a little bit. Two of our very close friends and their daughters are coming. And one of my close friends works in Disney World, so we'll get to see her while she's there. So all occasions. All right. All occasions and Christmas. It's a pretty close tie. So I'm going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a lot of Christmases. All right. Christmas. We're going to go with Christmas because Christmas I see more of. And then I promise, if I have time later today, which I'm going to be home all day, I will make an all occasions version, and maybe I can make a quick video and I'll put that on YouTube. So if you aren't following me on YouTube, you can find me at Rachthestamper. And I just want to tell you one other thing, just as a little quick digression from there, and I'm going to pop my phone on here so you guys can see. But again, YouTube, if you notice, they used to send you emails about who made a new video or whatever the case may be. They kind of stopped doing that. So I'm just going to hop on here real quick on Kelly's page. So I follow Kelly. I think it's Atkinson. And when you are subscribed, you see this here. It used to be a little bit different. And the bell, you need to turn the bell on. So this is for anybody who watch, not just me. If you don't turn the bell on, it doesn't tell you when people make new videos anymore. So hers wasn't on. I kind of usually will just go through them in the morning when I watch, or at night before I'm going to bed. But for example, we'll go with another one here. Hit pause on that. So hers, you can see those little things are on. If you turn that off, you won't get as many notifications. If you turn it on, it will tell you. So just as a FYI, in case you can't figure out why you're not finding things or why somebody made a video a week ago and you never saw it, you have to turn your notifications on. And kind of the same with Facebook is a little bit like that. So just so you know. Morning for, oh, thank you, Kathy, for joining. I know, I love it. The box is so simple, very easy to make. Okay, so we're going to do all occasions. So how about we'll do a thank you card? We'll do thank you because I have a thank you set that I can see from here. And I'm going to grab 3 stamp sets and we'll see what we're going to use. Let's see. All right, so here's what I grabbed. These are just the ones that were closest. So this one I just used, so we're not going to use Sea of Textures. So I got All Things Thanks. We'll use this for our greeting on our card. And then we have Enjoy Life, Daisy Delight. She actually did hers with Daisy Delight. It was super, super cute. Crafting Forever. This is always a nice one to use too if you wanted to send someone just a general thank you, because you could always do the paintbrush or the pens or the scissors or even the little clothespin. And we have Country Road. I'm going to grab one more. Hang on. Haven't used this one in a while either. Lift Me Up. Yeah, I don't get emails. I know they don't. I think they canceled the whole email thing. But I think if you have the bell with the 2 little notches on the side, it will actually send you a message on your phone or whatever device you go on that someone has a new video. But it's not. They did change that around. It's definitely not like it used to be. So I have Lift Me Up. So we'll do this one too, I think, with it. So the thanks. What else will fit into this? Where I'm going with this. And maybe Enjoy Life. So I'm not sure where we're going to go with this, but we'll see what it looks like. Also, if you all don't have a demonstrator, I know some of you may be demonstrators. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd be happy to send you a catalog. I do need your full mailing address, as when we get back, I believe it's next month, it starts the mailing selector for the occasions catalog. So I'll be happy to send you one. If you've purchased from me, you will automatically get one. If you've purchased in the last 6 months, you'll get an occasions catalog. But if you don't have a demonstrator or you're new to all this, be happy to send you one. You have to send me your full mailing address, including your zip code. A lot of people forget that, to rachthestamper@gmail.com. And how about if we do a color that I haven't used as often as I'd like? We'll do, the base is going to be Balmy Blue. So you have a Balmy Blue base. And gonna also need, obviously we definitely need some Whisper White, but we're gonna need a DSP. So we'll use this one because I really like this one. It's got a lot of really great color combinations in it. This is the Tea Room Specialty Designer Series paper. So if you haven't seen this yet, I'm pretty sure this does go with Balmy Blue. No, it says Coastal Cabana, but it'll be close enough that we'll make it work. So we're going to use some of this DSP today to decorate part of this card. This card might be completely crazy, and I might not even end up using all these stamp sets that I said. But we're going to figure something out. And just in case you never have looked at it, Coastal Cabana and Crushed Curry. Isn't that pretty together? I'm telling you, these DSPs, I love these spoons. They're so cute. But they're really, really, really neat. And this one is really pretty too. I like that one. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to start with our base. All right. So for the base, let me get my trimmer first. So you can do this 2 different ways for this card. And I'm going to show you, because what I'll do is I will cut 2 pieces and I'll show you how to score it for both. So you're going to cut it at, where are we at? 4 1/4. We're going to score, what are we doing? Score at 4 1/4? No, we're going to score at 5 1/2. I believe that was right. Nope, cutting. Just trying to remember when I watched her video. Okay, so it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And then you're going to score at 4 1/4. So your regular base, okay? So I'm going to do both of these, and then I'm going to show you both ways that she did what she did. So this card, obviously you have to use your imagination. This flap is going to fold down. So what she did was she measured at 3.5 inches from each side. So 3.5 here and then 3.5 here. So I'm going to actually, though, what she did was she did it on the inside because that way it was a little bit better with the creasing. So I'm going to just take a pencil. So I have this lined up here. And this is actually backwards. So hold on. Let me do it the other way. Let me do it the way that she showed it. She did hers with grid paper. Ooh, this grid paper has seen better days. So she took her grid paper. Slide this out of the way so you can see. And she put the corner of it and she measured 3.5 and just marked just the edge, 3.5 there, and then 3.5 down here at the bottom. Okay, so you can see just a teeny bit. There's 3.5 there and 3.5 here. Okay, so let me put this to the side and I'm going to show you. So the first way she did it, which this part I thought was a really good idea just in general for if you're scoring something and maybe you never thought of it, because I have never done this before, but I thought it was such a good idea when you're trying to line something up. So she suggested, just because you would have plenty of room when you're simply scored if you started at 8, but you could start at 9 or 10, whatever is far enough over for you. But if you were going to score this, you want to score this line so it lines up. She started at 8, and then she put her, her stylus, she moved it down to the bottom. And then she lined this little mark up here, so down at the bottom, at the 8. Just like that. So she kept that one at the bottom. You do have to keep your hand still. And then she brought this down at the top and scooted this one over to 8, just a little bit. So that's at 8 here. And this one should still be at 8. So I'm going to start at the top and just lightly work it down. Follow the score line down to 8. I thought that was such a good idea because, you know, sometimes when you start at the top and you're not sure if you lined up the lines right or not. So, again, you just take it from wherever you're going to start scoring if you're going to ever do a card like this. And I should have done this the opposite way because that's the way that she did it, so it would fold the other way. So we go down here to 8. And let me make sure that's lined up to 8. Yeah, because she said if you do it this way, the paper doesn't crack quite as much. So mine might crack because I've done it both ways. But that was a really good idea, I thought. So that was one of the tips that she shared. And then you're just going to fold this over. And you probably don't even really need to enforce this with your bone folder at this point because I've now scored it twice. So that's one way you could do it. And this is going to be our base card. Or if you have the Stampin' Trimmer, you could do the same thing. Once again, I do have to mark this one, so hang on, I got ahead of myself there. I'm going to bring in my scrappy piece of paper here again, and I mark this. So I'm putting this down at the corner one more time. And same thing with my pencil, so I'm going to mark it at 3.5, just a teeny mark, and 3.5. All right, and fold this up so it doesn't get anything sticky. And then what you would do is, so again, you want to flip it over. So this is the front of your cards. You're going to flip it this way. So I should have marked it on the other side. That was just me being extra blonde this morning. Yep. Let me go again. I'm sorry about that. Nope, there it is. Is that right? Oh, I can't see it on this side. That's why. Blondie. Come on, Blondie. Get a hold of yourself here. Or you could take your ruler and mark it that way too. So either way is fine. So we're going to flip this over, and then we're going to take our scoring blade. So remember, the light blade, not the dark one. And you're going to line it up with the cutting, or with the track of your cutter. Okay, and then fold it just like that. Okay, so pretty simple. Now this one, since I didn't score it 15 different times, I'm going to press that with my bone folder. And then you're going to fold this one over and fold this one over. Okay, so these are what our two bases are going to look like, okay? So then I'm going to go ahead and trim 2 pieces of DSP, and I really like this one. So I'm going to use 1 sheet of this. So this is going to be 4 by 5 1/4, and this will be for the front. Oops. So 4 by 5 1/4. That'll be for one, and I'm going to use that other lighter one for one. So same thing again. I'm just going to do 2 at the same time while I'm doing these. 4 by 5. Oops. 5 1/4. Okay, so that'll go for that one. And then what she did was she took her her layer that she was going to lay on there, just like this. And then she just kind of followed this with her fingernail. So you kind of bend it up a little bit and follow it with your fingernail. Till you get a little fold, and then you kind of fold it over. And really, it doesn't matter what your fold up here looks like because it's going to shadow your paper. So as long as you have that up correctly. And then you can take either your paper trimmer or you can just grab your scissors and cut this off. Because you don't really need this part. And it doesn't have to be exact because hers did go up over the flap a little bit. So it kind of depends on what you want to do with this. So if you want it cut off exactly, you can. But this flap, let's see, once we get this up here, is going to, oops, see, I didn't cut that one quite large enough. It's going to go over, so it's going to cover it up. There you go. And then you just kind of give this a press just to really enforce that. There you go. And then we're going to glue this in place. So this was the other cool tip. So we're going to just finish the front of this card, and then I will show you the rest of the card as we went. So what she did, I thought this was really ingenious. She used snail adhesive, and she put snail on here, kind of all the way around, remember, because you do want it to go to the edge. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if I have a piece that's long enough, but I'm going to see because I might have some glue dots. Oh, that's close enough. I'm going to just put this so it's strategically not laying on the glue dots till I need them. So she took a piece of the release paper from the glue dots, okay, and she put it on the back like that. And then what she did, which this was really cool, is she kind of lined this up, and it helped her to line things up. And I should say, I should do it diagonal, because that's how she did it, so she could slide it out. So you kind of line this up where you want it, just approximately. Just make sure your fold works still. And then she just slid this out. And then it helped her to line this up like perfectly. Isn't this a good idea? Just these little, everybody has these, and I know I throw them away a lot, but I thought this was such a good idea. So that's how she used that to line it up. So then you're gonna put, you could put a little bit of adhesive here on your little piece, and then you're gonna put some adhesive here to make sure this stays down. And then all you have to do is just fold your flap down. So like that was really the hardest part. You could also do this with your bone folder again if you need to. But wasn't that simple? I mean, what a great idea. I know what I thought. I was like, why didn't I think of that? But it's super for if you have a hard time either getting stuff lined up, or maybe, like I said, if you have a little bit of shaking, and sometimes because if I have too much coffee, or sometimes I'm just tired, if I've made too many cards in one day, I can't get my stuff to line up correctly. But that's a great idea. Okay, so then the other thing we're going to do, and let me see, what color? So how about if we use, because I have a piece here, there's a piece of crushed curry. We'll use that as our square that we're going to bring in. So I'm going to use crushed curry for 2 pieces inside because it'll kind of offset the color. And then I'm also going to use it for the square. So this will make much more sense once I actually do it. So we're going to need, and I will put all these measurements on the blog so you don't have to worry about writing anything down right now. So we're going to need a square for the front, and that's going to be 3 1/4 inch square. And then we're going to need another piece of cardstock that's 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. So let's see what this measures. All right. So we'll go with 5 1/4. I'm going to cut this one first. 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. And this was just a layering piece that she had on the inside. And then we need another piece that's going to measure 3 1/4 in square. So I'm going to just take this here to 3 1/4. And then what I do is I'll just flip it the other way, line it up here at 3 1/4. Just like that. Okay, so then one other tip that she had for lining this up. So instead of cutting this diagonally in half, because we're going to put a corner piece of this onto this flap. So if you were to just cut this in half right here, corner to corner, so you have your corners lined up in the track, it would be a little bit too big and you wouldn't get the nice lining edge here, like your matting edge. So what we're going to do, and this again was her suggestion, not mine, we're going to scoot it over so it actually lines up with the track. So where the track comes out here, so you have, whoops, you have your cutting track right here where my fingernail is. If you move over just a little bit to the edge there, that's a 1/16 of an inch approximately. So we're going to line up our corners there. And that should be good. And then I'm going to cut here. All right, let's see if I did it. And then perfect. So this lady had really, really good tips. So that lines up with like a perfect little mat there. And then this piece is going to go on the inside. And then we need one more Whisper White. We're going to do our thank you part here. And then we're going to do a little inside square with Whisper White as well. So let me grab those. I mean, like, such great ideas this lady had. I thought this was so awesome. I've never done this one before, Tina, so this is like, these are one of those it's new to me kind of things. All right, so I'm going to just grab, I don't have any other quarter sheets, so I'm going to just cut a piece of Whisper White, and this is actually going to measure 3.5 by 4. So I'm going to cut this at 4. And then, that's got a splotch of something on it, probably adhesive. 3.5 inches. My coffee cup's getting in the way. Coffee's getting in the way of my crafting. All right, so what she did was, I didn't put this one on here yet, but she put this piece over like that, and then this piece laid on top, and this had like the sentiment on it. But I thought it was really cute design because the lines didn't really necessarily match up, so it kind of gives like an arty look, and then the part is going to peek through here. So you want to make sure whatever you stamp here is going to be enough, or like a preview of whatever you see there. And then we'll put this on the front. And we could actually cut one more little something here and layer another piece on here. We could do this with another piece of DSP, as a matter of fact. That'd be kind of cute, just to bring like a third layer to it. So let me see. I might do that instead. So we might just do a teeny change from what she did. Let's see what this piece measures. That's a little too small. Or you could always put your sentiment up there as well, but hers was at the bottom, which I did think was really cute. So I'm going to bring, I think I'm going to bring this, because I like this one. So kind of be like the two patterns together. So I'm going to do the same thing again. So I'm going to cut this at 3. So 3, just go down to the 3, and then you flip it over. This is how you cut a piece out if you need to. And then you line it up to where you just cut, and then you cut down again. It should slide right out. And then I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to line this up instead of point to point here. I'm going to go over to the 16th and see if this works. And since it is DSP, I'm actually going to start in the middle, because sometimes if you start one end or the other, it'll rip your paper. So let's see if this, oh, that worked out super well. Look at that. Wow, I'm very impressed with myself even today. So we're going to put that layer on there. This could probably be just a hair smaller. Just a hair. So let's see if I can cut a hair off without ruining it. Same thing again. I'm going to have this kind of lined up where I want it. And then I'm going to put this in the middle and then cut up and down. There you go. Okay, so there's that. And now we have to figure out what we're going to stamp. So I'm going to put these together. Oh my gosh, look at that. Once again, I just ran out of snail. I'm telling you, I go through some snail here, ladies. That is no joke. All right, so I'm going to move on to the fast fuse. Let's see if I can do this without, because it's so, tell me this one's dead too. No. Like all adhesives run out at the same time, seems to be in my craft room. Oh, it's making a mess with me today. All right, I'm going to line this up on here. Again, we could totally use that little cheat trick that she showed us. I'm going to do that on this one, especially since this is fast fuse. All right, so I'm going to put this here. Pick it up. I'm going to kind of line it on there. See where I want it. Let me make sure I'm up enough that you guys can see. Press, and then you just slide it right out of the top. Perfect. What a super idea. You only run it. It is the only time I run out. You're right. Making video. Oh, no, there's 2 times. Or when I'm out of class. But usually I've been trying to remedy that by not packing ones that aren't all the way full. So I usually try to bring a brand new one with me. All right, so this is going to be our background piece, which we could, if we wanted to. This would be kind of cute. We could take... Ooh, what do we want to do with this? I'm like so torn. I don't know. Do I even want to use the lift me up now? I'm having a second thought. I think I'm going to use this still for the top, the hot air balloon. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use crushed curry, and I'm going to stamp some balloons. Not a lot, just a few along the side here. Just for like a little added something. And then we'll stamp our balloon. And I did it without re-inking, so I'm going to do like one darker, one lighter, okay, just like that. And then the way this is going to go, let me just kind of line this up here. I'm going to put it a little bit to the side, and then this one's going to go. So it is going to cover it, but that's okay. Now what we could do is we could actually, I'm going to try this just to see what it looks like. So I went with Balmy Blue was our base, and crushed curry. So I'm going to clean off my stamp. Just like that. And we'll see, if we don't like it, we can always flip it over. Just make sure this is dry. Okay. So I'm going to take I'm going to start with a crushed curry since it's lighter, and I'm going to just color over this. Kind of went over the whole thing. And then I'm going to go back with the Balmy Blue. And I'm going to just add in a little bit of Balmy Blue on some of this. Maybe bring a little bit here at the top. Maybe a little bit on this line right here. Okay. Let me cover this up. Hopefully it'll work out. Move this over. I'm going to huff on this. Just exhaling to reignite the ink and then stamp. Woo! Well, Balmy Blue and crushed curry make green. So that didn't exactly turn out the way I wanted it to. So instead, clean that off, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'll flip it on the other side and see if we like this one better. I don't know why my color theory didn't come into effect there, but that was kind of funny. So this time I'm going to just trace the top. And where did I go? The bottom here with the netting. A little bit on there. A little bit on the middle. And we'll go with the blue. My Darth Vader move. Exactly. Oh my gosh, my son would be thrilled with that. Probably right now if he's hearing Darth Vader in the room next to me, he's like, what did you say about Darth Vader? Let me just slide this over. Some of this is probably going to still end up being green because of the way I colored it. Okay. Let's try it one more time. That's a little better. That looks more, at least you can distinguish the colors in there. So we'll go with that one. That one's okay. All right. So we're going to we have that, which is going to lay here. And so that looks cute together. I like that a lot. That looks nicer than I thought it would look. Okay. And I do still want to stamp some sort of a thank you. And we're going to just do this on just a little scrap of white. And I'm going to do this in Balmy Blue again. Gosh, that isn't even Balmy Blue. I'm wondering if I got out the pool party instead. And I'm thinking I have Balmy Blue. That's the problem. I didn't layer that one. Nope, that's Balmy Blue. It just looks different. So I'm going to use the thank you. Oh, which one to use? Thanks for joining us. That's kind of neat if you have the air balloon. We also have over here, thank you kindly. That's a really pretty one too. I think I might use that one. go with Thank You Kindly. Where is that one? There it is. This is a really nice set too. If you guys miss doing stamps that are silhouetted with like a brayered color in the background, these turn out really cool for that. All right, so I have my Thank You Kindly, and this is in Balmy Blue. All right. Yeah, this definitely doesn't look like, I'm like wondering, is this the same color that I selected? No, I think I picked Pool Party by accident. And here this whole time I've been talking about Coastal Cabana matches enough that it probably is closer to it. I'm going to restamp this and see. Yep, that matches a lot closer. Well, clearly I need to go in and label those couple blues. How much you want to bet I'll go in right now and I could pull that blue directly out and not even have to look at it. All right, so Thank You Kindly. I'm going to cut this with my stitch shapes. Let's see, I don't know if it's going to fit in this tiny, tiny one. Oh, that might fit in there. Let me give this a shot. So I'm going to move this over, grab the Big Shot, and we'll pop this through and see. Now, another idea that I actually saw someone do, so if you guys, this is like just dawned on me, that I saw someone do, what they do is they'll go through, and now you can't do all these on the exact same piece of paper, but you could do enough of them. But what they'll do is they'll take, so for example, after you cut this, what you could do is you could save this piece and you could mark next to it like smallest stitch circle or smallest stitch oval. And then what they'll do is before they stamp something is they'll go and see if it lines up or not. And I've seen people do this with the stitch shapes and with the punches. So this is a really good idea for if you don't want to, which it did fit in there. It was a little bit close. But if you want to see if something is or isn't going to fit, there you go. You'll know if it fits in the piece or not. Thought that was a pretty cool idea. I can't remember who shared that recently, but another one of those things where I was like, why didn't I think of that? Such a good idea. All right, so we have our piece here, and then I still want to add something on the inside here with this. So we have, let me move these out of the way. Thank You Kindly. Could put You're the Best in there too. Yeah, I'm going to put that. I'm going to add this in here, the You're the Best. And if you don't want to, you could skip that part. All right, so I'm going to grab another block. And with this one, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to stick with, just with the repeating, I'm going to do that with the Pool Party ink. I just want to stamp this on a scrap, just real quick, make sure it's, yeah. And then once again, I want to just look at one other thing when I line this up. So this will kind of be kind of overlapping. Make sure that's... So what you want to do is you want to have your, this sentiment, I want to put it down kind of over here. So it's going to be hidden. That way they'll only see the, that looks cute. They'll only see the hot air balloon. All right, put that over here. Okay, so all we have to do is put these down and we're all done. So let me see, I'm going to grab my fast fuse here. And just remember now, if you have those little glue dot strips, from your glue dots, save at least like one of them, and you can kind of put this on here to line it up. So I'm going to lay this down, just like that. And before I'm going to put this just to see where I want it. That's good. And then I'm going to just make sure this is nice and square. And then I'm going to press the bottom and pull this out. Okay, so same thing again with our balloons. put this here. So for this one, it's also going to be a little bit important. So you might want to put this so it's diagonal, but it'll close okay. Just to make sure this lines up, oops, correctly. I'm going to go down a little bit because I think I had that a little, there we go, a little bit lower. So just kind of hold one spot. You can press one spot and then you can just slip this out. Just like that. Perfect. And then all I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this up on dimensionals. So we can do this. This is, I just have the mini dimensionals on this. As you can see, I dropped my ink pad on them, so I know if I still have the backing on or not. Wasn't that helpful of me? So you could either put this, you could put it up here if you wanted to. She had hers down at the bottom, which I thought was kind of neat because it didn't take away from this little square here. But how cute is that? That was really cute. It's pretty simple. I mean, all you're doing is cutting your layers. And this little thing really comes in handy, the little tip of keeping the strip of that. So that worked out like super, super, super well. And I cannot believe it's only 10:10. It's like every single week I finally have gotten this down to a science where I'm finishing it slightly earlier. But I will definitely, I promise, I will go back and make a Christmas version of this for sure. And you can make this into anything, but I think it's nice because also that way you can show off multiple sides of your DSP. So thanks to Carol B. I don't remember when this post was that she had. I'm trying to think. I think it was when the Delightful Daisy came out. So if I can find her link to her blog again, I'll put that on my blog. So that way, if you guys wanted to go and check out some of the other cards that she did, but she had some really good ideas. She also was on, YouTube, and she had, like I said, she had the tip for this, which I thought was ingenious. So that's about all. So you guys remember, I won't be here next week because I'll be in Disney World, but as much as I'm able to on, the Rachthestamper page and on, yeah, the Rachthestamper and probably Instagram Rachthestamper. I will try to share some stuff with you, whatever I can see and get my hands on. I will send to you guys. It'll be really fun. I appreciate you all so, so much. Thank you very much. Once again, the hostess code is at the top of this, so if there's anything you want to get, you can use that hostess code up through tomorrow. There are some shopper specials, and then my shopping specials will update on the blog November 1st, so probably actually be late October 31st. But I will see you guys again. Let's see, I'm thinking what date it is. It's going to be November the 14th. I'll be back here again live 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rachthestamper.com. That is Wednesday. So Wednesday, November 14th, I'll see you guys. I hope to see you soon. I hope you have a great week. Don't miss me too much, but don't forget about me. I thank you guys so much. I will really have a great trip, a safe trip, and I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon.